Good morning, students. You are welcome to Economics Online class. We are discussing the 9th chapter, Development Experiences in India. In the last class, we completed the meaning of liberalization, privatization and globalization. Arguments in favor of LPG and arguments against LPG. Today we have to discuss in this video about industrial sector reforms. Let me go and discuss about that topic. Industrial sector reform. The Prime Minister of India announced the new industrial policy on July 24, 1991. The new policy radically liberalized the industrial policy itself and deregulated the industrial sector substantially. The primary objectives of the industrial policy were to promote major industries from the clutches of bureaucracy, to abolish restrictions on foreign direct investment, to liberate the indigenous enterprises from the restrictions of MRTP Act, to maintain a sustained growth in productivity and employment, and also to achieve international competitiveness. This is the objective of the government. That's why they want to reduce the restrictions, for foreign direct investment and indigenous business peoples. Indigenous business people means the domestic industrial people, our country's businessmen. So they want to liberate the indigenous enterprises. That's why they made MRTP Act. So to maintain a sustained growth in the productivity and also in the field of employment, and also achieve their international competitiveness. This is the main aim. They are promoting the new industrial policy 1991. This will be asked in our 1 mark. The new industrial policy announced in the year July 24th, 1991. Underline it. Important initiatives by the government towards industrial policy. The government taken measures to improve the industrial policy. The policy has brought changes the following aspects of industrial regulation. What are the regulations made by the government? Industrial delicensing. So this is one of the objectives of the government. So important initiatives. De-reservation of the industrial sectors. So they want to de-reservation of the industrial sector and also the de-licensing the industries. Public sector policy. Public sector means what they mean here? The government. De-reservation and reform the public sector enterprises. PSC means public sector enterprises. Abolition of MRTP Act. So they want to abolish the MRTP Act. MRTP Act nothing but the restrictions. They made some restrictions after independence. So because British violence. So in the 1991, they want to liberalize. That's why the LPG made, isn't it? That's why they restricted and abolished the MRTP Act. Then only the direct investment from the foreign countries we may expect. And also the indigenous enterprises also will be increased. So that abolition of MRTP Act made by the government. Foreign investment policy and foreign technology policy. This also they made. Then industrial delicensing policy. So let me see the first point. 5 points they given now. The important initiatives. The first initiative is industrial delicensing policy. The most important objective of the new industrial policy of 1991 was end of the industrial licensing or the license or red tapeism. They want to eradicate the red tapeism. Corruption. Red tapeism nothing but corruption. Under the industrial licensing, private sector firms had to secure licenses to start an industry. The private sectors and are enhancing by the government to increasing their investment or starting their industry. De-reservation of the industrial sector. Previously, the public sector was given reservation especially in the capital goods and key industries. The government only concentrating these capital goods and key industries. Under industrial deregulation, the 1991 new industrial policy, most of the industrial sectors were opened to the private sector as well. Like public sector, the private sector also welcomed by them. Under the new industrial policy, only three sectors, what are they? Atomic energy, mining, and railways will continue as reserved for public sectors. So these sectors only controlled by the government. The rest of the sectors and all led to be private sector. All other sectors have been opened for private sector participation. Reforms related to the public sector enterprises. Reforms in the public sector were aimed at enhancing efficiency and competitiveness of the sector. So that, why did they made the reform? They want to increase, they want to enhancing the efficiency and competitiveness of the sector. So every sector they want to improve the technology, development, everything. So they enhancing the efficiency of the competitiveness of the sector. The government identified strategic and priority areas for the public sector to concentrate. What are the priority given to the sectors? What are the important sector? They only concerned by the public sector. Loss making PSUs were sold to the private sector. What are the sectors making loss under the control of public sector? They are sold to private sector. Abolition of MRTP Act. The new industrial policy of 1991 has abolished the Monopoly and Restrictive Trade Practices Act, which is called MRTP. So it was started in 1969. In 2010, the Competition Commission has emerged as the watchdog in the monitoring competitive practices in the economy. The policy caused big changes, including emergence of strong and competitive private sector and a sizable number of foreign companies in India. So that they abolished the MRTP Act. Because of the MRTP Act is very, very bad to the foreign investment and also the indigenous business people. So the competitive problem going on, the competition between the private sector and public sector. So the Competition Commission has emerged as the watchdog in monitoring competitive practices in the economy. So this will result it bring big changes, including emergence of a strong and competitive private sector and a sizable number of foreign companies in India. The next one is foreign investment policy. The foreign investment policy, another major features of the economic reform was red carpet welcome to foreign investment and foreign technology. So India welcoming the foreign companies so that they reformed the industrial policies, and he was red carpet welcome to foreign investment and foreign technology. This measure has enhanced the industrial competition and improved business environment in the economy. The foreign investment including FDI and FPI, foreign direct investment, and also the FPI were allowed in 1991 because of the new industrial policy. The government announced a specific list of high technology and high investment priority industries wherein automatic permission was granted for foreign direct investment, so that up to 51% foreign equity should be there. The limit was raised to 74% and subsequently to 100% for many of these industries. Moreover, many new industries have been added to the list over the year. So every year many industries gradually investing in India. So the Foreign Investment Promotion Board, FIBPB, Foreign Investment Promotion Board. It has been set up to negotiate with the international firms and approve foreign direct investment in the selected areas. So that these are the important initiatives taken by the government towards the industrial policy. The new industrial policy 1991 was started. Okay, through the new industrial policies, they taken measures to initiate the industrial delicensing, de-reservation of the industrial sector, public sector policy, abolition of MRTP Act, foreign investment policy and foreign technology policy. Now we have to move impact of LPG on agricultural sector reform. Since the inception of economic reforms, Indian economy has achieved a remarkable rate of growth in industry and service sectors. However, this growth process bypassed the agricultural sector. So the inception of economic reforms, the marvelous economic reforms made by the government in the Indian economy has achieved a remarkable rate of growth in industry and also the service sectors through the resolution of the policies. However, this growth process bypassed the agriculture sector. So that this process gave the way to the agriculture sector, which showed a sharp declaration in the growth rate. 3.62% during 84 to 85 and 96 to 1.97% in 95 to 96. Then the sector has recorded wide variations in the yield of productivity and there was a shift towards cash crop cultivation. Moreover, agricultural indebtedness pushed the several farmers households into poverty and some of them resorted to extreme measures like suicide. This is the current situation. The next one is crop insurance. Agriculture in India is highly prone to risk like droughts and floods. It is necessary to protect the farmers from the natural calamities and ensure their credit eligibility for the next season. So this is responsibility of the government. For this purpose, the government of India introduced many agricultural schemes throughout the country. So what are the schemes? The Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, the Prime Minister Crop Insurance Scheme. This is Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. It was launched on 18th February 2016. It envisages a uniform premium of only 2% to be paid by the farmer for Kharif crops and 1.5% for Rabi crops. So this is insurance, okay, crop insurance. The premium for annual, premium means annual, commercial and horticultural crops will be 5%. This was made by the government to the agriculturist. The next topic is cold storage. India is the largest producer of fruits and second largest producer of vegetables in the world. In spite of that, per capita availability of fruits and vegetables is quite low because of post-harvest losses, which account for about 25% to 30% of production. Because of there were no safety measures. Besides, the quality of a seizable quantity of produce also deteriorate by the time it reaches the consumer. Most of the problems relating to the marketing of fruits and vegetables can be traced to their perishability. So perishability is responsible for the high marketing cost, market gluts, price fluctuations and other similar problems. So in order to overcome this problem or overcome this constraint, the Government of India, the Ministry of Agriculture, promulgated the order known as Cold Storage Order. So that the government made one order which is Cold Storage Order in 1964. Under the Section 3 of the Essential Commodities Act 1955, however, the cold storage facility is still very poor and highly inadequate. Still now, the cold storage problem going in the marketing vegetables and fruits. Post-harvest measures. The annual value of harvest and post-harvest losses of major agricultural products at national level was of the order of rupees 92,651 crores, calculated using production data of 2012 to 13 at 2014 and wholesale prices estimated by the Indian Council of Agricultural Research, ICR. So ICR located in Coimbatore. Okay, this will be asked in your 1 mark. So that the post-harvest measures also here considered. Today, you learnt about the important initiatives taken by the government towards the industrial policy. So this is called industrial sector reforms and impact of LPG on agricultural sector reforms. Then crop insurance, cold storage, post-harvest measures. So go through the video carefully and learn the concept well and write the test all the topics.